Now the Student Council Executive Board is in place, what do they have planned for next year? As the city begins reopening, what will small businesses do to bring people back? Check out what a junior is doing to give back to our community. Good morning, Belen. Welcome to this edition for WBLN for this week. As Student Council President and Vice President are elected, how will they begin to plan for next year? Adrian Rodriguez sat down with Dylan Perez and Manny Rodriguez Lapido.
Recently, Belen held its student council elections to decide the president and vice president of the 2020-2021 school year. However, this isn't going to be any normal year. Across the country, there are ongoing discussions about the eventual return to school and what that's going to look like as we try and recover from this pandemic. A lot of pressure is going to lie on the shoulders of the newly elected student council members as they try and make good on their promises under these new circumstances.
So, right now, there's actually a little bit of confusion as to what's going to be going on moving into next year. But the main thing that we're both focusing on is just keeping everyone informed, keeping everyone up to date with all the new info, whatever it may be, whether it's going to be, because we don't know yet, whether it's doing Zoom or going to school, but whatever it may be, Manny and I both want to make it our top priority to keep everyone on the same page so no one's left behind, because this is all very new to us and new to just everyone.
Yeah, as Dylan said, there's only so much that's in our control right now, so we're working within those boundaries and try to do what we can in the moment, just like having hope moving forward.
Instead of getting caught up in the uncertainties of next year, it's best that we appreciate that we have two great elected leaders that can hopefully lead us to the best year possible.
Dylan gives a very interesting approach to a lot of stuff. Dylan a lot of times comes off as a very funny person, and he is. He has a very lighthearted sense of humor, but Dylan also knows how to get the job done, and Dylan also knows that he has a job to do. And Manny has a genuine desire to make the school better. Not that Dylan doesn't, but in all of the student council meetings, Manny is the last person to speak, which is a very interesting quality that Manny has. He sits back, he listens more than he talks. And like Dylan, when he speaks up, it's because there's strength and there's merit in what he's saying.
Reporting for WBLN, I'm Adrian Rodriguez.
Thank you, Adrian. As the city moves into phase 1 of reopening, Lucas Consuegra looks into how businesses begin to change back.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has given the green light for the partial reopening of Miami-Dade and Broward after the two counties have been shut down for weeks by the coronavirus. DeSantis said that he had signed an executive order allowing both counties to begin phase 1 of reopening on May 18th. Under the county's plan, indoor capacity for restaurants and retail will be set at 50% capacity, as opposed to the 25% recommended by the state. Face coverings must be worn in public, and people are asked to stay 6 feet away from others. Owner of a Pizza Brooklyn Resto Plus Vino was grateful enough to give a statement this past weekend on his restaurant. These past 9 weeks have been incredibly challenging for our two Pizza Brooklyn Resto Plus Vino restaurants on many levels. However, despite these challenges and drastic adjustments to our business model, we have managed to keep our doors open. This would have not been possible without the overwhelming support from the entire local Miami community, and specifically that of the Belen community as well. We are now working diligently in preparing for the next phase of operation, which will allow it for our restaurants to have a maximum capacity of 50%. There have been many guidelines and required establishments in Tallahassee that we will be adhering to. Ultimately, we are generally eager to start seeing our regulars and frequent guests dining with friends and family, enjoying life and the camaraderie of loved ones over delicious comfort food and great wine. Mayor Francis Suarez said the cities would reopen retail businesses and some parks on May 20th, with restaurants beginning to reopen on May 27th. Reporting for WBLN, I'm Lucas Consuegra.
Belen Junior Rajiv Kemlani is making a difference in his community. He created a service project named Kicks for Kids.
Kicks for Kids is a community service project that I created along with two of my childhood friends. And what we do is we collect gently used athletic shoes and we donate them to an organization called Up to Us. And they work with underserved young athletes in our community. And the shoes that we collect go straightly to those athletes that they serve. The idea for Kicks for Kids started one day when I was cleaning out a closet in my house. and I came across an old box of shoes that I had outgrown. And usually we donate them to Goodwill or Salvation Army, but I was thinking like, hey, how about we do something about it, something different? And I contacted two of my friends, and they were on board with an idea about collecting the shoes and donating them to other athletes, because we're all athletes and we love our own individual sports. So we wanted to help other athletes. So for this weekend, we're organizing a contactless athletic shoe collection. So people can direct message us on Instagram at Kicks for Kids Miami, and we will go around Miami and collect shoes that they can leave on their front door. And we're just basically trying to do something so that we stay active during this coronavirus.
If you'd like to help, you can message Rajiv on Instagram at Kicks for Kids Miami or email him at rkamlani21@belenwolverines.org.
Here are your sports for today. The NCAA has taken a small step towards bringing back collegiate sports. Wednesday, its Division I Council voted to allow Division I student athletes to work out at their campus facilities. However, universities will still have to follow state and federal guidelines for social distancing. In other news, a New York hospitality group is planning to turn Yankee Stadium's largest parking lot into a drive-in movie theater. The Florida High School Athletics Association still hasn't made a decision on how fall sports will take place in the case that the pandemic is still going on. That's all for your sports today, and stay golden, Wolverines.
Thank you, Ricardo. That's all your news for today. Remember to stay home, stay safe, and stay golden, Wolverines.